https://teams.microsoft.com/meet/, question mark, small letter P, $0, capital U, capital D, capital S, TJ 8, capital U, R, capital A, capital V, small letter B, capital B, HULE. And normally that would be posted, and that is posted on the website. I don't think I'll probably continue to read that every time we meet, so everybody, everybody be aware of that, please, that's where it's located. I would also like to say that the meeting will be held in person and online with the link provided above. Roll call. Georgia.
Here.
Derek.
Here.
Drew.
Here.
Our new member, Scott Liberty.
Here.
And Brad Fogg is here. Tonight, our new business is an appeal submitted by Ann and Michael O'Brien. I passed the approval of the minutes from our March meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Yes.
Is there a motion regarding the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes of the March 25th meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any objections?
I have a question. I just have a question.
Sure.
I wasn't there, so I don't vote, right? Or can I still vote?
It was
If-
just a workshop.
It was,
I said I was absent, which I believe.
if you read the minutes and you think and believe them to be accurate, you can vote. If you choose not to vote because you weren't here, that's fine too.
Okay.
So all those in favor? Are you voting, Scott, or no?
No, I'm going to abstain.
Okay. It is 4-0, one abstention, Scott, because he wasn't a member of the board at the time. Tonight, our new business is Ann and Michael O'Brien are requesting a practical difficulty variance from the standards established in the zoning ordinance to reduce a 25-foot required side setback down to 5 feet in order to build a structure located on their property at 44 North Shore Road, Gray, tax map 003 005 264 004 in a lake zoning district.
Brad,
Yes.
I believe it's 265-004.
Is that what I said?
No, you said 264.
265-004. We'll have to ask our next person to make bigger print for me with my glasses. I declare the public hearing open on this appeal. Is there anybody here from the public or online that would like to comment or make a statement regarding this appeal?
There is nobody online.
Thank you. Seeing none,
That's Mr. O'Brien.
we would end the public hearing. Is there somebody here representing Ann and Michael O'Brien? Would you step up to the podium, please, and identify yourself?
Mike O'Brien, 44 North Shore Drive.
Okay, Michael, you saw the application, you read everything there, would you? And as we go down through it, I know you submitted a written statement. But would you please tell us, and we have 6 criteria that we review, and you looked at those. would you please tell us the need for a variance
Sure.
as stipulated in letter A on that form?
Yes. I'm just pulling up. I don't have that. Well, the practical variance is due to the topography of the site. We had a garage put in about, I think it was 2024, and I came before the board and a variance was given in that circumstance because of the site. And we put a garage in, and I want to put a shed in for some more storage, and the only place to put it is on that side of the house where I think I gave you pictures and everything. Because of the slope and the topography of the property.
Does anybody have any questions?
I have one question.
Scott?
Where you've drawn on here where you want to put the shed behind the wood shed.
Yes.
What is that opening area I can see in the background, behind the trees?
That's my neighbor's driveway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a driveway?
It is.
Yeah.
I've talked to them, they're fine with where I put it.
No, they're not here, so
Yeah,
they must
they-
be fine.
yeah,
People
they're-
only
yeah.
come when they want to start something.
Does anybody else have any questions regarding that criteria?
It's a big shed. 16 by 16 is a large shed.
It's kind of like a deck, you can never have a shed big enough, you can never have a deck big enough. I could only put a garage, I wanted to put a bigger garage in, but I couldn't because it would cost me a lot more to backfill and have a bigger garage, so now I need some space for ATV and other things that are in my garage that are taking up room, so,
Yeah, garages are supposed to have cars in them.
exactly.
General question.
Derek?
Are you, why, I mean, it's not really any of my, I have to think of a better way to ask it. Are you flexible with 16 by 16, or are you sold on 16 by 16?
I guess I'm flexible to, well, there's only so much room. I didn't put a distance between the house and the line and the shed, but to have a shed that I need to put my stuff in that I have in the garage, it's going to be close to 16 feet. I mean, and with an ATV, the turning radius for where my existing shed is, I'm going to need that to get in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, the 16 by 16 is pretty much what I'm looking for.
Georgia Woodbury, what's the access to the shed? It's going behind the woodshed,
Yes.
and I'm watching, and it looks like there's the garage on one side and trees on the other side, and just wondering, what's the access?
It's between, I have to go across the front yard
Oh,
to get there. If you look at, I should have numbered these pictures, but actually, the first picture shows the American flag there. If you see where the garage is and the house, I can go down that path and then cut across.
this one?
No, the
No,
very
the very first one.
the very first one.
Mine are all mixed up now. Oh, okay.
And then if you go to the next photo, or the photo that shows the front of the house and the shed, this one, you'll see there's plenty of room around this way, and I can skirt on the other side, but not go over the septic with heavy equipment.
I was just curious, looking at the pictures, it was hard to see how
Yeah.
you were going to get there.
So The practical difficulty variance is intended to alleviate practical difficulties, and the way that that's defined, it would include a significant economic injury if it were not to be granted, and I'm just wondering how you would identify that significant.
What is your definition? I mean, I don't live in this world, so what would you say it is?
I guess a little bit I'm struggling to see one.
It's financial to me, because if I have to fill the other side by the other shed that I have, I'm gonna have to bring in a lot of fill, and it just economically, I'd be in thousands and thousands of dollars.
Sure.
So this is the most practical place to put it, where I can get to it, access it, and it's minimal clearing. I know the neighbors are okay with it, so that's why I'm looking to put it there. Hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I have to be careful. What's the purpose of the shed?
Storage.
Just storage, or?
Yeah, I've got table saws and chop saws and things in my garage now that I want to put in the shed.
So there wouldn't be any motor vehicles or any powered equipment in the shed?
Well, it'd be an ATV. I mean, my ATV's in my garage right now. I don't keep it outside. I try to keep my yard neat, so,
No, yeah, I hear that.
yeah.
I hear that. No cellar space for the additional storage of tools and equipment?
I'm sorry?
No cellar space or basement space in the house for the storage of additional equipment, or is that?
It's being used right now. I mean,
I think where I'm coming from with the economic injury comment a little bit is that, like, I'm sympathetic to it being the most practical spot for this to go. But I suppose what I'm thinking is like the alternative of not having an additional shed, whether that, sort of the status quo imposes a significant economic injury. Like whether, in a lot of cases you would grant a dimensional variance if you just straight up could not build a house on the lot. Sure, move a setback so that you can build a house on that lot, because there would be a significant economic injury by you not being able to develop it at all. Mm-hmm. But I think, you've got a beautiful house on the lot, you have a shed now, and I'm just wondering, like, is there really an economic injury by not being able to place the other one?
I should have taken a picture of my inside of my garage. I
Yes.
guess. Because that, I have to move cars out if I ever want to do something in the garage, to work on tools or things like that. So from that aspect, if I get that stuff out, then I can do other things in my garage.
No, I hear you. I guess I think that, moving a setback back 20 feet seems like pretty strong medicine for, like, I hear that it's inconvenient. It sounds inconvenient, but I guess I'm not quite seeing the strong economic injury piece of it.
Scott?
I see the economic piece to it. I can't have enough sheds. I have my snowmobiles, my ATVs, my chainsaws. I like a nice clean garage, and I can't have a big enough garage, and I've got a 34-44 garage.
Right.
I don't want to put stuff in my basement that's going to smell like fuel or
Right.
whatever. I would put the shed in, even if I had to fill the ground in, which is an economic hardship. And besides, practically, you've got a driveway behind you. It's not like you're putting it up against someone's house.
Right.
And the neighbors are okay with it.
Right.
I support it.
I staked it out, and they were. I had them over, and they were fine. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
And I'm more of an originalist to the Constitution. You own the land. You pay taxes on it. They're not taxing you on that 25 feet.
Right.
And I believe this qualifies for a practical variance.
Thank you.
Would you be, excuse me, Georgia Woodbury, would you be leaving a stand of trees between the shed and the driveway? I mean, it looks like it's trees, and I know you have to clear a bit to put
Yeah, I think
something in there.
I may take down 2 trees, maybe 3. One's
Okay,
dead
so
already.
there'd still be a stand of
There's very
trees
minimal-
between the shed and the
Oh
driveway?
yeah, there's very minimal clearing, and that's the flattest part of the yard, basically.
questions.
Absolutely no other place on this piece of property that you could put a shed. Not even if it's a lean-to type shed against the back of the garage.
No, there's not, because there's only, if I had to guess, maybe 10 feet, no, it's more. Maybe 15 feet between the back of the garage and the porch on the house. And it slopes down.
Anybody else have any questions?
I don't know if you saw this picture. It's got the back of the house, the back of the garage, and then that slope that comes down, and then this area is sloped. So there's no spot.
Yes.
I see that.
And I really don't want, my wife really doesn't want it in the front yard, so.
Is there a motion? I have to admit, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that this is a.
I guess why?
Well, we're putting a lot of structure on a rather restrictive lot. And yeah, granted, maybe the neighbors can't see it, but it's choices that have to be made. That where's the best place for this, and that may be the best place, but it doesn't have to be 16 by 16. It doesn't have to be that big, for an ATV and carpentry tools. When some other people, and I have a very small lot, some other people might have a construction trailer they could park there and store stuff in without penalty or cause. Or could it be simply and I know somebody may not want it in the front yard, but more towards the front yard, so that we don't have to have such a large variance.
Brad,
That's some of my thoughts.
am I wrong, or maybe I don't understand the zoning ordinance, but I thought up to 200 square feet, you don't even need a permit and no side setback.
George?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
It's 10 by 16.
160. So a 10 by 16 shed, there's no setback.
There's a 10-foot setback.
A 10-foot setback, okay.
Yeah.
So he could do it, he could do a 10 by 16 and do some fill and be 10 feet off the line. I don't think we're making this big leap as you think we are. I just don't see it. He wants a 16 by 16. We're talking about 70 square feet. It's a bedroom, the kid's bedroom.
We're looking at a 20-foot setback request.
Yeah,
That's a big
I want to throw 2 cents in. It's kind of more of a thought than a question to the board. I know in my short time here, having that variance cut to 20 feet, I think is the most I've seen since I've been here.
Yeah, that's a big variance.
And I usually don't even notice that type of thing personally, but when I saw 5 feet, I was like, ooh, I'm taller than 5 feet. So that's where I think maybe where we're kind of having a harder pill to swallow, because because then it turns into not necessarily, but it opens the floodgates of turning into, well, I can do that. Well, I can do that. Well, I can do that. And that's where I'm kind of like thinking, where like I understand your position of, could better organization be a better solution than adding a whole other shed? But who am I to tell someone they can't build a shed if they want another shed? But I think also within that time frame, if you want to build another shed, you also have to kind of respect the guidelines to a sense, right? And I think that 20 20 drop is not disrespectful, but a little much, a little hard to swallow when, you know, because that's kind of where I'm at. I am on the fence because I hear, you know, both of you guys in a fair light. And that's why my first initial question was, are you sold on the 16 by 16? Because I think our common ground here will be, and I can't say for sure, but just vibing. The sense is going to be, it's like, let's give up, let's compromise. We don't want to give up 20 feet, it sounds like. And, you know, that's, I mean, I shouldn't say that, excuse me. That's kind of out of turn. It seems like it's uncomfortable to get up 20 feet. So are we maybe willing to give up some shed size to maybe meet us somewhere in the middle? Again, this is like this is hypothetical, not really.
Right.
I see the blockage we're running into.
The problem is I already have the wood shed there.
Yeah.
And I tried to put that not too close to the house, but, you know,
Right.
off to the side and still be within the 25-foot setback.
Right.
So I'd welcome anybody to come over and walk the site if they wanted to.
I have a solution. Not that I'm pushing it that way, but I think I have a solution. You move the woodshed,
I thought that.
and then you don't need a permit, and you can go to 15 feet, and then you put your 16 by 16 where the woodshed is. And then you may need a 5-foot variance, you may need a 10-foot variance, but it sounds from the rest of the board, that's where they're uncomfortable going with the big variance.
Even though the neighbors are okay with it and it's all wooded behind and, I mean, it's.
If we lived, if it was I'd give it to you, but I can see where the board's going with it. I'm trying to come up with a compromise.
No, I
for you.
understand, yeah, I'm just trying to understand it in my head, what.
Well, I'm trying to kick this around also, because, you know, listening to Scott, Scott's a little freer with the use of, you know, one's own land. Drew makes some excellent points on the requirement for economic impact, so to speak. Derek makes a great point on the possibility of, if we do this for you, the next person coming in and setting a precedent. I'm not sure that we could make a decision here that would be non-precedent setting, that would prohibit somebody else from coming back and getting the same thing, without them, you know, going to great cost of perhaps going to Superior Court if we were to deny that, because that's, you know, where the appellate part of our process is. So I think Scott's onto something. You know, it's going to be more labor, certainly, but to move structurally, you know, structurally move things. I mean, if you can move the woodshed to an area where it isn't going to require a permit, and put the new storage shed closer to the road where there would be less of a setback required, and that's something you would work out with the code enforcement officer, whoever it may be in the near future, to try to better meet your needs. But that being said, is there a motion on, anybody else have anything on this? Is there a motion on letter A?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by
Okay.
that?
Okay, on the Scott, on the 6 criteria on page 2, each one of those has to be voted on individually. So the board has to find credence in each one of those items. And we need to, so we individually vote on each one of those items.
I would move to say that A is satisfied. I feel like it is the topography of the site that makes it necessary in
Yes.
this case. So,
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? After all that, I too agree that the topography is a problem. All those in favor of letter A? Unanimous. And that was motion by Scott and
No,
second,
that
Drew.
was me.
Drew,
Drew, and second by
me,
Scott. Or
Georgia.
Georgia, there we go, I need to write that down. Letter B, the granting of a variance will not produce an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood and will not unreasonably detrimentally affect the use of the market, use or market value of abutting properties. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Scott makes the motion for letter B. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Andrew seconds. Discussion on the motion or the variance. We didn't get any written comment or any public comment
No.
from neighbors or butters.
We do have his testimony, though, that they have said it's okay. Well, it's evidence.
My neighbor could say I'm the greatest guy on the face of the earth because I paid him $50. Man, I mean, I hate to say that, but
Well,
you
I'm
know,
just,
unless they're actually here to say that, it's not
George-
evidence.
hi, yeah, Georgia Woodbury here. The 5-foot setback from the line that your neighbor is okay with,
Absolutely.
what happens when there's a new neighbor? I'm kind of,
They would buy it subject to
Base-
that
yeah,
already being
you
there.
know?
So it's disclosed by de facto.
yeah, that's true.
And it's still wooded. I mean, it's still hidden, basically.
Mr. O'Brien, what is the distance between the back of the shed that you're proposing and the driveway?
Back of the shed. Oh, hang on, I can tell you.
The neighbor's driveway, the distance between the back of the shed and the neighbor's driveway.
Let's see. I have copies of my neighbor's. This is my neighbor's house, so his driveway is here. So that's the shed.
Thanks.
His existing shed, and there's mine.
Do we have that?
No, I just got it the other day.
Oh, thank you.
So. 23 feet, it would be 20 some odd feet.
Okay, I want to make sure I can identify everything, the structure. The garage, the building you have is garage and house, that's yours?
No, that's my neighbor. You're asking what the distance is
Okay, where-
between the back of the shed and his driveway?
When I
Correct.
look at this plot,
Yeah.
this thing, where is your house?
My house is gonna be inside this area.
See where it says car setback? Is that correct on the plan?
Or core setback.
Core setback. On the left, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish he had put an X on here showing where the shed's going.
His driveway's basically 20, let's see, it's a 25-foot setback, so there's 10.
It looks like he has
20
a
feet.
shed pretty close to the line, too.
His parking area is 20 feet, his
Right.
driveway's further.
Yeah, it is, because he's got crushed stone in the.
Right, so his parking area going to the garage is probably 20 feet off the line. I would say his driveway's at least
30
feet
feet.
off the line. If this was scaled, we could just
Right.
scale it
That's his
out.
neighbor shed, and that's his line.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Yeah,
looking
that's,
at.
yeah, that
I don't know
is.
if
Shed
that's
may be
helpful
so
or not.
small though that he doesn't need.
No, right, but
Well, how big is that shed?
Your house is in here.
My house, let's see,
Step up, please, would you please? Come on back up.
yeah,
I want you to draw my thing because I'm actually,
here's the property line. This would be my property line right
okay.
here.
On this picture, where is your house?
My house would be over here.
And your woodshed
But
is,
Drew, we don't know, that could be, that could be.
and your proposed shed is,
It
It ain't our business anyhow.
Excuse me.
That I don't know.
Right in here.
that's the woodshed.
That's the house. Woodshed is
Don't
about
worry, vote the way
here.
you
And proposed shed would be right in here. Be 5 feet. My house is 22 feet to
so
my
great.
woodshed. My woodshed's 8 feet wide, 13 feet to the new shed, and 5 feet from the lot.
Can you put the two sheds closer together?
I can't without getting an ATV, I want to have my ATV stored in there, so I can't. The turning radius is like 11 feet
I was a guy
for just an ATV.
against someone like him because they had alternative.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? And we're thinking that estimating 25 feet between the back of your proposed shed and the driveway. And the driveway closest to you.
Yeah, I would say that's about right.
And that's all wooded?
It is, it's wooded in that area, in between our two homes.
Yeah, you can see the trees in the picture.
Some of those pictures, you can't even, it's hard to even see my neighbor.
I just happened to see that, when I
That's
asked that
what-
first
yeah.
question because I thought it was a field or something, you
Yeah.
know.
That's the crushed stone on his side.
Is there anybody from the general, we're not at that point yet. Is there any more discussion on this motion?
Which one are we on? Are we on?
Letter B.
B.
Oh,
You guys do know where Warren Drive is, right? Everyone knows where.
I have no idea where Warren Drive is.
It's very secluded. It's up Notched Pond, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's that place that's gated, that, for years Hale owned it all. bought
Yeah, I know where the
800
gate
acres.
is.
Yeah, okay, you know where it is, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it isn't like, it's just these two people, and the next neighbor's gonna be quite a ways away. They're big lots, aren't they?
It's 5 acres.
5 acre lots, yeah,
Minimum,
yeah.
The motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of the motion? It's unanimous. Letter C, I would make the motion that the practical difficulty is not the result of action taken by the petitioner or a prior owner. Is there a second?
Georgia Woodbury, I'll second the motion.
Any discussion on this motion?
isn't it to some extent because of the placement of the first shed?
Good question, Mr. O'Brien.
What is the question?
Is this difficulty created by where you put the woodshed?
The woodshed I put because it was inside the setback. So,
Could you have put the woodshed on another piece of property where it's just as practical to get the wood out of it? I mean, this
that's
goes back.
really, I don't want to really put it closer to the house because it's 22 feet from the house. So if I go another 10 feet, I'm right on top of the septic, right close to the septic
Okay.
pump out. So that was really, wanted to keep it inside the setback for the woodshed.
And at the time, Brad, the zone was 25 feet. This change is recent. This new change that the council has made, that you can go up to 160 square feet. How many feet, George?
10 feet side,
10.
160 square feet or less.
Yeah, but when he put this in, he had to be 25 feet.
Okay.
So I'm trying to stay in
I guess I would make
the
the
spirit of the.
unsafe to
ordinance.
make presumption, but I would make the presumption that he had to put it where he had to put it at that point in time. And so I don't think it's an issue that he created, it's an issue that the ordinance change created.
If the woodshed wasn't there, though, could you fit a 16 by 16 shed inside the setback?
If the woodshed isn't there?
Yeah, if it wasn't there. If you hadn't built a woodshed there.
I guess I could. It's 22 feet from the house, so there's 13 feet in between the woodshed and the new shed, so yeah, it could fit in there.
That's what I was kind of thinking at one point in time, if the woodshed and your proposed shed were swapped.
I think he'd still need a
But-
variance. A 16, his woodshed's only, what, 6 feet wide?
It's 8 by 16.
8 feet wide.
By
So
16.
he's now going, and he's at 25 feet. So if he goes 16 feet wide, he's gonna need an 8-foot variance.
or if the back of the proposed new shed was at the back of the current wood shed, he would be coming 8 feet closer to the house.
If he can come 8 feet closer, I don't know about his septic.
I'm sorry,
Could you come 8 feet closer to your house? They're saying swap out your wood shed, put the 16 by 16 there and stick the wood shed closer to the line without needing a variance.
okay.
We're back to.
I guess I could, but I put the woodshed there because it was inside inside the ordinance to be square with the town, and now.
But now they've changed the ordinance so you can move the woodshed closer to the property line, and then you could put,
Boy, that's a lot of work, okay.
well, I mean, you could probably, if you got a tractor or someone you know could pick it up with forks and just move it.
Not necessarily that easy, but
No.
That thing is heavy, yeah.
okay, let's keep that in mind, but let's take a vote on the practical difficulty not being the result of the petitioner or prior owner. All those in favor of that?
I can get behind that.
Opposed? 4-1. Now, letter D. Is there a motion? Anybody?
Georgia Woodbury, I move on letter D.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I guess that's the $100,000 question. Is location, is there any other feasible variance that's available to you?
And actually, before we do, can I ask Andrew a favor? Could you define what feasible means in this sense?
I don't.
Or like to you?
Yeah,
Because I know you're
yeah.
well with words.
Sure. I don't think that there's a definition in the zoning ordinance that I'm aware of, but I would say like if it's possible, it's feasible. Maybe even like a little more than possible. Like,
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
yeah,
but
no, that's fine. And I guess this is kind of the one that I'm hung up on a little
Yeah.
bit. I think we've identified like a number of feasible alternatives. I mean, maybe not convenient alternatives, maybe more expensive alternatives, but like ultimately feasible in my mind. So I think really, I mean, I saw this criteria coming, and I think this is the one that I'm the most hung up on. But you don't necessarily need me to get. I think we're a majority. vote.
Feasible to me means how much money you're gonna spend at, to throw at. I mean, that's feasible. I work with construction companies all day long, and I know the cost of construction and what it costs to get a piece of machinery in there and fill and everything like that. So anything is feasible, I guess,
This
with
is
the
where-
right amount of money.
This is where I go back to the possibility of switching the position of the woodshed and the structure that you want to build. That the woodshed, because of its size, 8 by 16, George, and that doesn't require,
8 by 16,
how close can that be to the property line?
let's see how many square feet.
15 feet.
What's that, 94 square feet? 8 times
160.
6.
Good with words, bad with math.
So, 128
Oh, yeah.
is less than the 160, so the sideline available reduction would be down to 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh, that's even better. I thought it was 15, my bad, 10 feet.
I know that it would potentially be expensive to move the two, or move the woodshed to be able to bring the 16 by 16 shed a little closer to the house and farther from the setback. In other words, not as great a setback required. And it gives, at least to me, more leeway in my decision making.
What can I build? Could I build a shed, because I see it all the time, that is on skids and put it anywhere on my property, is there,
I guess you'd
why
have.
do I see that in people?
I guess you'd have to ask the
Don't-
code enforcement of that officer, or the
Yeah.
code enforcement office that question.
I mean, this is my frustration, I guess, is I see a lot of sheds that are right close to the property lines and things like that, and,
Well, they're probably not so big that they can't be, I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, either that or nobody's seen it to report it, or nobody cares to report it, and
Yeah.
it hasn't been acted upon. You came to us asking for this 20-foot variance,
Yeah.
and that's a big variance. I mean, that's the depth of the garage, or the so-called shed. And I don't consider 16 by 16 a shed, to be honest with you, but that's not here nor there. It seems to me that there is a feasible alternative to the plan that you're putting forward in terms of where to place that additional storage building.
What are you comfortable with for a setback?
I'm stuck on that. I mean, that's something that you may have to say, well, let's postpone this appeal tonight until you might want to edit or alter your appeal to decide a little more thought on, moving structures around, or we could, vote on this. I mean, it has to be a majority vote on the item, so.
I would point out, though, that regardless of how big the setback is, like, you would need, regardless of how big the variance is, you still would need to satisfy all of these, like whether it was 20 feet, 1 inch.
Yeah.
So if we can't get over feasible alternatives, things like that, then we can't do any. Or I would interpret this as saying that we couldn't do any variances.
So can I give a spin on feasible is, I think, a little subjective.
Well, it is.
Because here it says the key meanings to feasible is, can it be done in real life? Okay. Does it make sense and have a good chance of success? And is it reasonable, likely, or making good sense? And I think we have to keep things in perspective. This isn't Moses' law coming down from Mount Sinai. These are human beings that we live with, our neighbors, and they want to do something. If he'd put the shed there, no one would even know. But he's done the right thing. He's come to the board and he's asked, are we going to hold him to the letter of the law? I guess it's up to the board to decide, but I think practically, I think it's a practical variance. I think he qualifies.
There's nowhere else to put it.
Derek?
It's not so much nowhere else to put it. It's like more, is it really needed? And that's not our choice, right? That's like, I fully believe that the government shouldn't make those choices for people. But again, it's no other feasible alternative. If I was asking you to move your whole garage too, I'd say, yeah, that's not feasible. But when I see a wood shed, I think of a case of beer in a weekend. So and like for me, it's like, and
When do you want to come over?
I mean, it's like one of those things for me. It's like, man, because like even when Scott there read the feasible definition in his terms, I still feel like it's really, that's the hardest pill to swallow, and I was losing sleep over it when I was looking over it, because it's like, and that's why, again, my first question is, I think if you don't want to move your shed or your wood shed, which whatever, you're going to have to give up shed size. And I mean, and that's, I mean, and I mean, like, and that's why I think kind of what he was kind of leaning toward. It's like, maybe, if, hypothetically speaking, it's like, why don't you go see, I saw you got a couple few future sheds. Why don't you see if you can get a few clicks maybe down and be relatively closer? And like in my experience here, like he said though, it's like that feasible part is hard. So it's like as close as you get to the closer you get to what they are looking for to make it, you know, it's if you don't want to move the shed, you're going to have to give up something. You know what I mean? It's like, again, we're in that position of like, you don't want to move the shed, you don't want to change shed size. So it's like, and I hear you. So
It's a
like,
big shed, and then I gotta walk further in the winter to get wood. I mean, so, but I guess what I'm thinking is, okay, the 25-foot variance, who came up with that? And then you change it to 10 feet for a 10 by 16. So, wait a minute, you just moved it 15 feet, right? You went from 25 feet to 10
It's
by
arbitrary.
ordinance, and now all I'm asking for is 5 feet.
You're asking for 20 feet.
Well, 20 feet, but you've already changed the ordinance to 10 feet for a smaller shed.
So I think it's a little bit of like a right-hand, left-hand thing. 'cause
That's the
we're like a quasi-judicial body. There is the zoning ordinance, the town's legislature comes up with these numbers, moves these numbers. We're just asked to maybe, you know, if these requirements for variance are satisfied, we can like ease a dimensional standard. But like we don't come up with the numbers. And I hear you. I think probably if I were you, they're doing some rezoning and, you know, 5-acre lots, maybe 25 feet is a big side setback. And I think that there is, you know, the opportunity to be engaged in that conversation when they do the zoning, but we can't really make decisions like that. You know, that's like the town council.
Right. But what I heard earlier was if we go to 5, that opens up the door for people to come in and say, oh, you gave that guy 5, right? That's what you said. I mean, you implied. So what I'm saying is, that's my situation is different than whoever comes in next. And I don't really care what their situation is. I care what my situation is. That's the only place I could put that shed. And why do I have to move my wood shed after I already put it within the setback? I mean, this is my property. And it's in the woods. You can't even friggin' see it from the road.
I will say it is frustrating for me, because I've been on the other side for 40 years. So I get it. I know where he's coming from. And when you have a non-conforming lot, he's got 5 acres, and he's got a neighbor that doesn't care. But when you're on a non-conforming 8,000 square foot lot, like on Route 26, Maxwellville subdivision, you can go, how close is non-conforming lots? Like 7 feet?
It's 15 typically, so 25 side setback lot could be reduced to, I believe it's 15
So,
on a non-conforming.
yeah, so
lot.
if someone has a non-conforming lot, they don't even have to come for an appeal. They automatically get 15 feet.
No, it's reduced to 15 feet.
Reduced, right.
Yeah, they don't get,
And you go to the commercial district, and it's 10 feet. And that's a front setback. So it's hard for me when someone comes here and does quote-unquote the right thing to look at the letter of the law and not the spirit. And I want to remind this board that I sat on the other side with an attorney, and the board granted Greg Rand and Billy Chapman's variance when he had other feasible ways to get to his property. He had a 60-foot right-of-way to get to it. And the board decided that they were going to grant it. It took a while, but they granted it. And he certainly they didn't meet that criteria. So I guess I'm making your point, once you do it. But I lived with it, you know, it was the right thing to do.
Any other questions or comments? The motion is that there's no other feasible alternative to a variance available to the petitioner. Fogg made the motion, Woodbury the second. All those in favor? All those opposed? The granting I'll make the motion. The grading of the variance will not unreasonably or adversely affect the natural environment. Is there a second?
Woodbury, I'll second that motion.
From the pictures I've seen and the land and the plot line I've seen and all this other information that Mr. O'Brien's submitted, I would agree that I don't think the natural environment or the neighborhood is going to be unreasonably or adversely affected. I mean, nothing's really changing that does that. Are there any other comments or questions? All those in favor? 5-0. I would make the motion that the property is not located in whole or in part within the shoreland area as described in Title 38, Section 435. The prop.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Is there a second? Let me find my cover sheet here. Right there.
It's in the lake zone.
Where do I see that?
On here.
Lake District. Okay, it's right
That's the
there,
only
yeah.
place, yeah.
And George, the lake zone and the shoreland zone are totally different things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lake District is the tributary area to the lake. In other words, it's the watershed to the lake.
Okay.
The shoreland is described by 250 feet from a normal high water line of a lake, and there are a few others.
Thank you.
Quarter map is not in the shoreland.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussions or questions regarding this one?
No, that one's fine.
All those in favor? It's unanimous. Now, the main motion, is there a motion? Anybody?
Well, I have a question. How can we make a motion if all six didn't pass?
We still have to act on the main motion. The main motion more than likely has to fail because one of the criteria wasn't met. But for his case, if he wants to go to Superior Court, we have to make a motion and have a final decision that he could act upon or appeal. If we don't, then he's dead on the water, so to speak, and has no place to go unless he,
I see. Okay.
unless he
Superior
revises.
Court would, the Superior Court would kick it back to us
Yeah.
and tell us to like
Yeah, make the motion.
finish it.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Well, haven't made a motion since I was on the planning board, so someone will have to help me.
See if he wants to make adjustments before we make a final motion.
There's a simple we can do it. And it's really not, you can't say you have to make a decision.
I certainly wouldn't want to put you, your feet to the fire any more than they already are.
5:20.
Before we act on that main motion, would you be willing to amend your appeal or the distance of setback that you're requesting, that you might be able to move forward?
Yes. I could go 10 feet.
Instead of
A
5.
straw poll, would that be?
I would still see feasible alternatives, so
Yeah.
I don't think I could grant it, or not that I independently can grant anything, but I couldn't vote to support it.
Explain that to me if you would.
Well, so all 6 of these conditions need to be satisfied.
Okay.
So if even one of them isn't, it shouldn't pass. And one of the conditions is that there are no feasible alternatives. And the way I'm looking at feasible alternatives, I think that there is, and that would be the case if it was a 20-foot variance or a 10-inch variance, or so it wouldn't make a difference to me personally what the amount of the variance requested was, but
But
So
I think
I guess maybe I need to explain it a little bit better. So my house, the woodshed is 22 feet, the front of it, to my house. So I can only move it so far to get room in the back. I mean, because I don't want to move it back. I mean, it's going to take a lot to move it all the way back. So
And these structures couldn't be side by side?
no,
Not with where the property is, no.
because then I'm into the 50-foot setback on the front.
What about the back?
I got the septic.
The septic's-
That's what I'm saying. It's a very tight spot to put something.
There's a septic.
But I
And then
don't,
to move all the other stuff, excuse me, is,
I'm trying to follow their lead to help you. George, can I ask George a question?
Yes, George, do you want to, you can stay there.
Yeah. Does the 50-foot setback on the front apply if it's under 160 square feet?
The 50-foot setback on the front doesn't, I don't believe moves. Hang on one second. I'll grab that for you.
See, you would think if it changed on the side, it would change on the back, it would change on the front, but, because people put farm stands out in front of their house, right, sell lemonade.
I have seen it just be the side before,
Oh,
but
yeah.
in some places.
Yeah,
longer
okay.
back there.
So it's a little stricter on the front. The front setback shall be established in the table. So the 50-foot would remain. However, in the districts that have a 0 front setback, such as VCP, the minimum front setback for a structure, the minimum front setback for a structure shall be the predominant front of the building line. So you couldn't even put it in the front setback in VC. We're talking about Lake District, so to stay on track, there is no front setback reduction.
Okay, so it's just a side setback, no rear setback, just side?
Side and rear.
Oh.
Side can be reduced to 10, and rear as well can be reduced to 10.
George, I think,
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I thought it would be okay, George, people could hear you from there, but.
Be quiet.
Hi, George Froelich, Assistant Code Officer, Town of Gray. How may I answer that question one more time, please?
It's the same answer you gave, they just want it on the microphone.
The rear setback can be reduced to 10. The side setback can be reduced to 10 on the sheds under the aforementioned square footage. The front setback is not reducible in the Lake District.
George, in this particular case, is the primary structure the garage which sits closer to the road, or is it the house?
We haven't come up with a case for that yet. That would be similar to like the village center or the 0 setback areas. When you have a 0 setback and you're using the side setback reduction, you have to maintain the front line of the building. The shed can't be put further to the sidewalk or curbing than the principal structure. So if the house and the garage are attached, that's a very good question.
Well, they're not,
they're
they're
not.
detached.
Yeah,
The garage
detached,
is
the
closer to
principal
the.
structure would be the house,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
But that wouldn't apply in Lake District, because the Lake District setback is not reducible in the front. It remains 50.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other discussion on the main motion? I think I have to word the motion so it's in the negative, so it gives him the right to appeal, correct?
I don't know.
So he said he could lower it to 10 foot, but still that's.
No, I'm trying to think of how the motion needs to be worded for the Superior Court, because
Yeah.
we would,
You could just move to deny the variance request, right?
I think.
Is that seems
Well, you have to
actionable?
word it right.
I make the motion that a practical difficulty variance from the standards established in the zoning ordinance to reduce a 25-foot required setback down to 5 feet in order to build a structure located on the property belonging to Ann and Michael O'Brien at 44 North Shore Road, Gray, tax map 003 005 265 004 in a lake zoning district be granted. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the main motion?
To be granted?
Be granted, that's what the only discussion I could offer up statutorily is that all 6 of the criteria must be approved. And in this particular case, one of the criteria has not been approved or could not be met in the eyes of the board.
And which one is that? I'm sorry.
That's the feasibility one.
D,
Okay.
on page 2.
Yeah, I forgot that, that's the only thing I didn't print out, so. Okay.
All those in favor of the motion,
Well, can some discussion? Or is it too late?
no, go ahead.
So, obviously, I'm in favor of him getting it.
Okay.
However, the board voted no on D. So even though I'm in favor of him getting it, the board already voted no on D, so I can't.
But could you vote no? You could still vote no, or yes.
Okay.
You can vote yes or no.
You can, even though we didn't.
Yeah, because you would be expressing your disapproval,
Okay, great,
I guess is the best way to put it.
okay.
So all those in favor of granting the motion,
With the exception that you,
all those opposed to the granting the variance. The variance appeal fails 1 to 4. 1 yea, 4 nays. A decision will be written through the code enforcement officer within the next 7 working days. I'll sign that and get it to you. You have the right to appeal that, or you would, in the future, if you want to make various changes or change your appeal, you have the right to do that in lieu of this one. But this appeal is denied, and your appeal process would be to the Superior Court.
Okay. And do I have to pay another $500 to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I would only say this, my
I'm just trying to
personal,
understand.
I would hope not, but where it might be a continuation of the same case, I don't know. Very honestly, I think it's kind of a high fee anyway, but that's my personal opinion and not my zoning
Cheaper
board
than
of
going to
opinion.
Superior Court, though.
You might be able to work something out with the code enforcement office, I'm not sure. Is there any other, that being said, and I would give, the code enforcement officer a call before, too long.
Yep.
But I'll have, this will be written up and signed, and you'll be available to you by next Wednesday.
Okay, I appreciate that. I guess I'm trying to understand the feasibility and how you arrive at that, because has anyone been out to see the property, like walked it?
That's a good point.
Because
Shouldn't
that's,
we do on-site?
you have to see it, I think, to get a
Generally,
better
generally
sense.
we don't.
We don't, okay.
Generally, we don't unless somebody requests it in advance. And if they do, then we will.
So an applicant can request an on-site?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a neighbor,
Or a board member.
a board member? I see, okay.
We've done that in the past.
Being the first time through this process, well, second time, because I didn't know you needed a formal invitation to come out and look at it. I thought it was, you put your application in, and then it's
It's
your responsibility to go out and
It's
look at it.
unlike the planning board.
I could be wrong, but-
Unlike the planning board, who does more of that because it's, you know, whatever they do. We look at the ordinance,
Yeah,
we look at the appeal. I mean, generally speaking, people can, you know, state to us what the physical problem is. I mean, I understand the problem. I don't know that I need to see that you're in a pinch, you got a gully behind your house, and you've only got so many buildable square feet without adding a lot of fill.
right?
I totally understand that. I just think, and I don't know why we're going on, but I think there's a feasible alternative. It may be a little more costly to you, but there's a feasible alternative for what you want to do. So that being said, is there any other business before the board tonight?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
And just for peace of mind, off the record, sir, I'll tell you why I think.
And the microphone's on the,
Oh, sorry.
it's on the record.
Off the record, I look at this shed, I can't get over this picture right here. I look at the shed and I think I can take this down. And I wouldn't expect someone else to do something I couldn't do. And that's where I'm at feasible. That's it. Nothing personal. That's where, and I just want to let you know, like, why? You know, I couldn't let you leave that way. So I want to let you know, that's how I got to my feasible decision personally.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
It's additional cost and expense. Now I gotta walk further to get my wood, if I put the shed in the back.
And I'm sorry about your wife and the ATV in the front yard. I'll try to. I was on your side on that part. I get that for sure.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Was Ingrid collecting the old binders?
She said she was.
She said she,
On my property.
I'm gonna leave mine right at the end of the table.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave mine too.
I just found,
Old binders.
I just found out today that Ingrid is done next Monday.
I saw that.
Tammy is,
2026?
Yeah, I just don't have a pretty picture of it.
just came back and called me.
I got that. We got an email that she. Yeah.
Yeah.
she's still on there.
That's why it took